Hello. So I know that there's a lot of conversation around AI in education, especially recently. And for many of us, it can feel very overwhelming. And what I want to do today is cut through some of that mess online and give a clear, balanced perspective, my perspective, on what AI means for our classrooms. Most important idea to start with is that AI is a tool. It should not be thinking for you. It is not doing the critical thought for you. It has a lot of potential, but it's very far from perfect. Just like any tool we use, its value depends on how we use it. So first, with some of like the opportunities and pros of AI is that it can be a really big time saver for teachers. It can help generate practice questions, suggest lesson ideas, or offer different ways to explain a concept. For students, it can support brainstorming, help them get started on writing, or even assist with coding, problem solving. So AI can make learning more accessible and a lot more flexible for students. But AI should support our work. It does not replace our professional judgment. It doesn't know how our students work, especially in the way that teachers know their students. It doesn't understand the specific context of our classroom, doesn't know where students come from, anything about them, any of their background knowledge. So anything AI produces is needs to be looked at with a critical eye. It needs to be reviewed, edited, and in some places thrown out the window. Some of the concerns is that AI systems are very biased. So they're trained on human created data, which means they reflect the human biases, even unconscious ones. That these biases can show up in subtle and not subtle ways. On top of that, AI can just be wrong. It can give confident sounding answers that are incorrect and misleading. It can actually, in an article made by OpenAI, it can hallucinate and just make up sources that sound professional. Because of this, one of the most important things we can do is teach students to question AI, not just to use it. So students need to understand that AI is not an authority figure. It does not have the credibility that a doctor in education would have. It's a great starting point, but students should be asking, is this information accurate? Is it unbiased? Can I verify this information with sources? Also, there's some ethical concerns, especially with environmental aspects of AI and student privacy. What data is being shared and where it's going, we need to address the academic integrity, and especially as students who use AI to generate content, we need to ensure that that access to AI tools doesn't widen the existing gaps between students who have technology access and those who don't. This means we as teachers have a responsibility not just to allow or restrict AI, but to teach responsible use of it. Now, it can be uh, as simple as like a short like modeling how to use AI, but I think that a more in-depth explanation of how it works in both the upsides and downsides is more applicable here. So, for example, you could have students compare an AI-generated response with a textbook, a primary source for like a history class or English class, asking students to critique AI-generated answers instead of just accepting it at face value. Small shifts into critically thinking about AI's outputs instead of just believing it is going to go a long way into teaching AI literacy, using AI critically, thoughtfully, and most of all, responsibly. So AI isn't something that we need to fear. It's not something we fully accept without question. It's something we need to approach with a critical eye and balance. Like all things in life, it's got pros, it's got cons. It will help students become informed users, but only if they can think about it critically with the tools that they're using. It's not just responding to a trend. We're preparing students for a future where AI is part of their everyday lives and part of the learning process. Thank you.